Hello and welcome to another edition of Word in Season. I'm down at my local park here in Southlake. It's a beautiful spot. We love to come down here as a family, bring the dogs and just go for a walk. We're incredibly lucky in Australia, which is how beautiful it is. Today I want to share with you a question. It's a pretty simple one actually, but it's life-changing. Been reading the Bible with a group of guys on a Tuesday morning, and we're making our way through the Gospel of Luke. And as we've been reading, the question that comes up again and again is, who is Jesus? Is he a prophet? Is he Elijah or John the Baptist? Is he a rabbi, a teacher, or is he something more? See, we get to chapter 8 and there's this beautiful sequence of events that all come together to show us this is Jesus. He's not just a rabbi, he's the king. And that's what I wanted to share with you today. It all starts out with this story of Jesus calming the storm. You see, Jesus is being hounded by this enormous crowd. And so he turns around and he says to the disciples, let's go to the other side of the lake. And so they say, all right. And they all jump in a boat and away they go. But somewhere along the way, this enormous storm comes out of nowhere. It literally says they were filling with water and were in trouble. I can just imagine the chaos of it all. And yet Jesus stands up, rebukes the wind and the waves, and with a word brings peace out of chaos. Luke says that all was calm. Next link in the chain sees Jesus making his way to the other side of the lake, only to be confronted by a man that's possessed by demons. We're told that this man was bound with shackles and chains and that he was kept under guard, and even then he would escape and run off into the wild. And this demon-possessed man sees Jesus and immediately falls down before him. He even calls him the Son of the Most High God. So Jesus commands the impure spirit to leave, and in an instant, with just a word, changes this man's life forever. Jumping back in the boat, Jesus and the disciples make their way back to the other side of the lake, and lo and behold, the crowd is there waiting for them. This man Jairus runs through the crowd and throws himself at Jesus' feet. You see, his daughter is dying, and he knows that Jesus is the only one who can help. So Jesus goes to this man's house, but as he's making his way there, the girl dies. It's too late. And so by the time that Jesus arrives, this crowd has started to gather and mourn. And yet Jesus ignores all of that, makes his way to the little girl, takes her by the hand, says, "Arise," and she does. He's not just a rabbi. He's the King of Kings. And he displayed the power and authority that he has over all things with just a word. That's what this sequence of events is showing us, that he speaks and all of creation obeys. Death itself obeys. That's how great Jesus is. And here's the good news for you and for me. He's with us. One of my favorite stories in all of Scripture is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I love that story because it's a beautiful reminder that God is with us even in the flames. See, the truth is that God never promised to shelter us from suffering and from hardship. We live in a broken world. It's a part of this life. In fact, Jesus warned us. He said, in this life, you will face trouble. And yet the hope we have is that Jesus, the one who brought peace out of chaos, the one who conquered death and darkness with just a word, is with you. And he's with me. And so I pray, no matter where you find yourself today, no matter what you're facing, you would know that you would have a tangible experience and expression of that Jesus, King Jesus, being with